For decades, Senator Lindsey Graham was known to Russia as a compromised paedophile, doing the bidding of Israel and the global elites, while shamelessly selling out his own country due to the extreme nature of the blackmail material they had on him. So, when Russia captured sickening footage of Graham engaged in heinous acts with minor boys at a notorious Kiev pedo nightclub last week, Putin's Kremlin let him know via diplomatic backchannels that he was Russia's bitch now. No longer could Lindsey save his skin by dancing to Netanyahu's tune. But when Israel learned that one of their assets has been exposed, when Israel understand their paedophile honeypot operation is at risk of exposure, they move fast. According to the Kremlin, just days after Israel learned that Graham was a burnt asset, that the compromised paedophiles had been exposed, he was dead. And despite what the mainstream media are telling you, Lindsey Graham didn't even make it out of Ukraine alive. Tonight's report goes into very dark territory. We have the receipts, the names, and the allegations straight from Russia that prove an international paedophile network, orchestrated by Israeli intelligence agencies, reaches deep into the heart of DC's corrupt soul. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Why would the South Carolina senator, famed across the land for his interest in young boys, insist on visiting war-torn Ukraine? According to Russian reports, Lindsey Graham died in Ukraine, doing what he loved, inspecting weapons, plotting future wars, and fraternizing with underage boys. And no sooner was he announced dead, the FBI sent 20 agents to tear his house apart, removing any potentially damaging evidence of Epstein-class criminality. If you're experiencing deja vu, you're not alone. The FBI tore Jeffrey Epstein's homes apart too. Boxes of hard drives were taken away. What happened to them, you ask? They were never logged into evidence and vanished. Some things don't change. While the FBI scrubs the crime scene, and the media continues to gaslight the public about where and how Lindsey Graham died, a simple understanding of his schedule betrays the lie. He arrived in Kiev on the morning of 10th of July. The trip to Kiev entails flying to Poland, and then taking an 8 to 10 hour train trip into Ukraine. He simply did not have enough time to depart Ukraine on Saturday morning, take the train to Poland, and then take a 12-hour flight back to DC, where the media is insisting he died on the 11th of July. Why the lies? According to Russian sources, the US media is lying because Israeli intelligence is involved. Kremlin insider Alexander Dugin, known as the brain of Putin, dropped the bombshell on X on Monday, before scrubbing the post as it generated a dangerous level of pushback from Israeli accounts. That's when Putin's Adrenochrome task force insiders came forward with the goods.
When we received intelligence about the senator's visit to Kyiv, we moved immediately. Putin sent the best Spetsnaz men who know how to pull strings and open doors that are supposed to stay closed. We put people inside the club we knew he would visit. In our experience, the Zelensky regime sent visiting men with this sickness for children to this exact place. I tell you something. I have seen war. I have seen villages burned and bodies in the street. But this place, it feels like the open sewer of the world. A pit where every dark appetite comes to feed. Men with power come there. They arrive as politicians, celebrities, respected people. Then doors close, lights go low, and masks come off.
We're hearing more in just a moment, including details on what can only be described as vile and heinous behaviour from the compromised paedophile who was recently caught lurking alone near kids at Disney World's Magic Kingdom while carrying a bubble wand. Here is what we know about his Ukraine trip. He visited munitions and drone factories, and plotted with Zelensky over how best to prolong the war that has made them both a fortune, while turning Ukraine into a powder keg that will spark World War III. But like a number of other world leaders and celebrities who have visited Zelensky in recent years, Lindsey Graham was mixing business with pleasure, of the most depraved kind. We've got the details coming right up. But just quickly, if you're doing your own research and digging into dangerous topics online, you need to protect yourself. Legacy VPNs? Forget it. Proton? It's literally funded by the World Economic Forum and the European Union. ExpressVPN, Nord and Surfshark. They all keep logs, they all cave to warrants, and they're all staffed by veterans of Israeli cyber intelligence units. You need something that cannot betray you. That's vp.net/TPV, the world's first trustless VPN. That's all it takes to keep your searches, your passwords, your fingerprints, your downloads, and your late night rabbit holes completely private. Back to Lindsey Graham's doomed Kiev trip. According to Russian reports, Graham spent a long night cavorting with scantily clad miner boys in an infamous Kiev nightclub, known to the VIP elite as the world's premier den of iniquity. This venue is known to have links to Zelensky's office, and has provided the entertainment during high-profile Kiev visits by Prince Andrew, Bono, Sean Penn, Chuck Schumer, and other elite paedophiles in recent years.
By the time he arrives at the club, the senator no longer behaves like a man making choices. He moves like a man chasing a hunger that can never be satisfied. Our intel understands this is how they are made. The pedophiles selected for important jobs in your system. First comes temptation, then secrets, then shame, then dependency. The people running this club understand weakness better than any intelligence service. They collect it, feed it, and lock it away in vaults of photographs, recordings, and whispered promises. When a man crosses enough lines, he belongs to whoever holds the evidence. Such men are easy to direct. They do not serve an ideology or a country anymore. They serve fear. They serve the people who know what they have done and can destroy them with a single phone call.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. The man mentioned by name in 97 Epstein emails, with over 9,000 connections to other reprobates in the files, came to a sticky end courtesy of his Israel links. Because when Israel learned that Russia had gathered their own blackmail material on Lindsey Graham, when Israel understood that Graham now had to dance to Russia's tune as well as their own, the man who was once their most trusted paedophile became an existential threat, who was neutralised before he got over the hangover from his night in the club. How did it happen? We have the full reports, including details from Putin's office that expose the sickening inner workings of the elite paedophile ring, right after this important word from our sponsor. Let's be real. We've all been fed the lie that wrinkle creams are the ticket to looking young. I call bullshit. Dr. John Lake, a renegade beauty expert out of Beverly Hills, says that's a scam. Most of those fixes are just overpriced lotions that do nothing, or worse, mess up your skin. He says that he's done with the scammy cosmetic industry. Why? Because he wants to expose something they don't want you to know about. A 2-minute trick that's like Photoshop for your face. Wrinkles gone. Years erased. And it's so easy, you'll be pissed that you fell for their junk before. The cosmetic industry is afraid of the secret, because this could gut their racket. Lake is spilling the truth in a free video exclusively for viewers of this channel. No strings, no interruptions, just all the steps needed to do it yourself. It's already amassed over 2 million views because it actually works. People are dropping decades and the comments don't lie. You've got to see this. Visit bhmd1.com/TPV, the link's below. Don't sleep on this because it's the real beauty secret they don't want you to know about. Visit bhmd1.com/TPV. Why do so many elite paedophiles visit Kiev during wartime? Bono, who has been credibly accused of abusing dozens of children in Africa, is also a regular visitor to Kiev, the world's #1 child trafficking hub. When he's not accepting invitations to perform in subway stations, he's writing the world's creepiest poems about Kiev.
Victory. Quiet day, slowly fading, with lights playing the sea. The green slopes of Dnipro became dear to me, where the branches are swaying of lovers' delights. How can I not love you, gift of love?
We've got the grotesque details from Lindsey Graham's last night on Earth, plus a detailed explanation of why Israel could not risk him living to see another sunrise. But first, you need to understand why the stakes are so high in Ukraine. According to those on the ground in Kiev, children are sold as sex slaves to elite paedophiles, and those who don't find buyers are carved up like discarded waste. Their organs harvested and sold for use at European and Israeli transplant centres. This is big business. According to Vera Vayman, who shared her testimony about what she witnessed during her time in Ukraine, the children are shipped out of the country under a grain export code.
Открывали лаборатории у защитников Украины. Это нацбаты, Они, соответственно, они получали процент со сделки свой, и они занимались тем, что убивали детей. Органы они помещали в контейнеры дальше продавались, соответственно, и экспортным кодом зерна вывозились. Мы ликвидировали 8 лабораторий, а они представляли из себя нечто похожее на то, что мы называем подвалами. В основном мы уже были после зачистки. То есть, когда лаборатория была обнаружена, и, как правило, это было после взрыва. То есть мы заходили на пепелище, там были трупы, там были дети. Препарированы. То есть детки были разрезаны.
The mainstream media has blood on its hands. Children's blood. They are complicit in their silence about Ukraine's child trafficking and baby farms, even attempting to dismiss the evidence as a Russian disinformation campaign. Shame on them. From debunking Pizzagate to covering for the Epstein class, they have proven themselves enemies of the people. And they must pay the price. The crimes against children committed by the compromised elite are so extreme, so unimaginable, that anybody implicated in these crimes must be dragged to justice.
You must understand how these people think. A compromised man is useful only for as long as he belongs to one master. Lindsey Graham made a mistake. He believed he could carry his secrets into another room and make another deal. He thought he could serve two sides at the same time. But Mossad does not tolerate divided loyalties. Less than 24 hours later, he is dead. Official story, heart attack. Sudden tragedy. A respected statesman taken too soon. Maybe. Or maybe somebody looked at the situation and reached cold mathematical conclusion. This man knows too much, and now he belongs to nobody. These people are not emotional. They do not shout. They do not threaten. They remove problems quietly, efficiently. One moment a man is asset, next moment he is liability. Then the machine moves. Papers are signed. Arrangements are made. The body is on airplane before questions can be asked. By the time he returns home, the story is already written for him. And that is how empires keep their secrets. Not by hiding the bodies, but by writing the story before the bodies are cold.
While the DOJ published millions of Epstein files, the names of the perverts, pimps and paedophiles were redacted, while the names of the victims were left for the world to see. Why? The hidden hands that control governments would prefer Epstein's client list goes the way of Lindsey Graham when he became a liability. Silenced, body-bagged, sent straight to hell, with a kiss-off from the Prime Minister of Israel himself. I said earlier that the mainstream media is complicit in its silence, more interested in promoting big pharma products and acting as the PR department of the globalist elite. The media is far more interested in pushing sex change surgeries and puberty blocking drugs than reporting on the predatory behaviour of the super VIP elite paedophiles. If you want to live in a world that's safe for our children, it's time to make a stand. Here at The People's Voice, we're determined to continue exposing the global elite and waking up the masses. But we can't do it alone. We need your help in spreading the truth far and wide. Subscribe to the channel and join the People's Voice Locals community to join us in our mission to educate the masses about what's really happening behind the scenes in the world today.